Eric, you mentioned Trey Johnson as one of the scouts you've talked to. It mentioned him and another guy. And, talking about a lot of different things. There's been rumors, which the Sixers have dispelled. Sources have said that Sixers aren't looking to trade back. They want to stay at number 3, and they're not going to trade Paul George. But a lot of different rumors out there. But some Sixers fans want the Sixers to trade back and possibly trade back to number 8 and hopefully get Con Kneppel. That's one name that I keep hearing back. Trade back and get Con Kneppel. That's one that I keep hearing about from Duke. So my question is to you. Are you in favor of trading back, or do you want the Sixers to take the top 3 guy at that pick?
I wouldn't say I'm in favor of trading. I would say I'm in favor of keeping the pick.
Okay.
But I wouldn't necessarily be disappointed if we trade it back. It kind of depends on what that package is we're receiving. The player and something else. Like, I would need to see the package. If I thought the package was a really good package, where you get a young guy in the draft and you get somebody else that that could maybe contribute, and it's like someone giving up on someone, I wouldn't necessarily be against that. But I would have to see that package.
Taylor, do you have any of the other trades that we've kind of talked about over the weeks? I know the Cam Johnson was one, the Jabari Smith one.
Yeah, some of the rumors, like the Houston one. So what are they? 10? They're 10, right? So like 10, yeah. 10 and like Jabari Smith or Tyrese for 3.
I mean, Jabari Smith was a guy that was pretty much the same clone as Ace Bailey coming out.
Yeah, totally. And he's averaged what, like 12 and 7. So it's not like he's a bust by any means. He's still an up and coming guy who's averaging already 12 and 7.
Yeah, that's just a case of Houston wanting to get older and wanting to do something else. Because I don't think Houston would keep that pick. I think they would trade that pick.
Oh yeah, that would probably be a Giannis trade is what that would be. Eventually, get 3 and then trade it for Giannis.
Yeah.
What was the other one? It's a really popular one too. 8 and Cam Johnson for 3.
I believe the Sixers would do that.
You think so?
Yeah.
Because what? Hope Johnson falls. So take Johnson and
I believe that with him from the Cam and the depth of the top 10 picks, I think that the Sixers would do that. I don't think the Nets would, but I think the Sixers would.
Interesting.
Because at that pick with him, Ray, you probably look at Con Kneppel, maybe Trey Johnson falls. There's a few guys there, but there's a lot of Sixer fans who really are big on Kneppel, which I don't really see that as far as just sticking with 3 and taking him. What are your thoughts on Con Kneppel, Eric? If you've done any,
I like him. He was a little smaller than I thought. I thought he was more of a 3, 6'7" ish, but he was listed at 6'5", right?
I believe it was a 6'5". Yeah, that was one of the.
Yeah, I thought he was bigger than that.
I keep seeing 6'7". I want to see what his actual measurements were.
He was measured at 6'7". I thought at Duke, but I thought at the measurements he was 6'5".
He was 6'5" at the combine.
6'5".
Yeah, listed at 6'7" at Duke, 6'5" at the combine.
Yeah. So that kind of like changed my thinking a little bit with him. That the only way I would see that is like him and you get somebody from Cam Johnson from Brooklyn. Yeah, that might be it. Them two together. Yeah, I would take that over a number 3 pick. I wouldn't take that over the number 1 pick, but I'd take that over the number 3 pick. I think that's something you could consider. But it all depends on how. Now, here's what I'm saying. Say, for instance, the Spurs take Ace Bailey. Would you then make that trade at number 3?
Oof. I mean, Harper would be interesting.
We'd have so many guards, though. We'd have Harper.
That's what I'm trying to say. So that's what I'm saying. Like, but that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to look at how this is going to go. Like, as we're talking, I don't know how people would just assume that Bailey's going to be there.
Do you think some people have said Harper can maybe bulk up a little bit and play like point three, like point forward at 3?
The bulk up is not going to give you height. Now, I don't see. I think he's a guy that you can play 3 guards. I don't know if you can start 3 guards. I just don't know. I mean, essentially the Lakers play 3 guards for the most part. They got Bronze. LB's basically a 4 now when they played it, whoever else they're playing. So
he measured it at 6'4.5".
Yeah, he's wing. He's a guard.
Yeah.
And he's not a small guy. He was probably, 215, 220?
He measured it at 213.
Yeah. So he's not – so they say bulk up. He's already bulked up.
Yeah.
He's pretty stacked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think kind of with that, if Harper was at 3, they wouldn't. I don't think they sign Grimes then, because then that'd be too many guards at that point.
Well, you just lose. So that's what I'm saying. Lose Grimes then for nothing.
I don't know.
Hey man, some people are not as high on what Grimes did as other people are, because of you're playing against a team that's not really trying to win. And we've seen people do that, and then they go the other direction when it's winning time.
Yeah.
Not to say that's going to happen to him, but I'm just saying that's a lot of people see it that way.
Yeah, I don't think Grimes can sustain what he did on a winning team, but at least he
showed that he could be a part of it. He showed that he can.
Yeah, he did. And when people are out, he shows, give me the ball. I'll put it in the bucket. So I like that, because we with our team, we are going to be without guys a lot. So we know he'll be like, all right, I'll shoot the ball 20 times and score 30 points if you need me to. So I like that, but it's a lot of guards.
Yeah.
I'd still go best player available. I'd still go Harper and just figure it out.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you who's determining who's the best player?
Yeah. I'm saying for me. Yeah. But if they did have, let's say the Sixers had Flag, Bailey, Harper, just tied. And then let's just say it's VJ next one down.
Yeah.
I think they would just go best player at that point, right? They would just go Harper if Bailey's not there.
If they had them voted 1, 2, and 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's what we don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we'll pick another player.
What I'm saying is the Sixers could be at 3, right? And everybody, all these experts have them Flag, Harper, Bailey, 1, 2, 3. But the Sixers can come in and say, we got Flag, Bailey, XYZ, Harper. Sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can kind of choose differently with Harper because you're number 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're not really choosing between quote unquote Bailey and Harper. Number 2 is making that decision easier for you.
Yeah.
I also said too, if you love like the top 4, like let's say VJ is like right there with Bailey, you maybe see if Charlotte wants to just trade up one spot and see what you can get out of them.
Yeah.
If you don't have a preference, if you're like, I'll take whoever. If they can give us a future pick for just.
So I don't think that happens with Bailey, but I do think that happens if Bailey goes 2.
If Harper's
I'm not
there, you mean?
convinced that the Sixers are a lock to grab Harper.
Really?
Not would you have McCain and Maxey?
They're not a lock to grab Harper.
Yes.
Oh,
if Bailey's goes number 2. I wouldn't just say that best player available. Like, I don't know if that's – I think best player available, but it may be best player and fit a little more with him than maybe Bailey.